Speaking of, I'm not going to say stupid. I guess I'll say silly. China is no longer just manufacturing. They are also beginning to innovate. For many years, innovation was generally done here in the U.S., and we would have the product manufactured in China. Well, China is no longer happy with this arrangement, and its research and development spending is up nearly 9% a year, well above the 1.7% per year spending here in the U.S. That's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the numbers here, and it's, I'm going to say concerning. I mean, 2024, China filed 70,160 international patents, which was above ours about 54,087. So again, about 16,000 more in China versus the U.S. there. China also seems to be more advanced in robotics, installing 300,000 industrial robots in 2024 compared with roughly, this number scary, 30,000, so 10 times the industrial robots here in the U.S. It has also been noted that when it comes to worldwide sales of electric vehicles, I mean, China just dominates this market as 66% came from China.
And you know what just struck me too? I mean, we used to go to China for their cheap labor. That's why we could get things done much cheaper in China. Well, now with 300,000 industrial robots, their labor is going to be even less, and they're getting ahead of the curve on that. And it's just something that, I was
going to say, too, on the robots, I mean, this is one thing, again, with Tesla, right? We kind of talked about Tesla, I think, in our newsletter last week about how, we'd buy it if we weren't value investors potentially, because it's exciting. But the humanoid robots that Elon is trying to create, and he says there's this huge market for, I don't know any other, major players here in the U.S., but I think it was like XPeng or one of the Chinese companies. They showed the robot that they're working on, and I think it's pretty scary too.
Yeah.
And I think that is, again, competition that people aren't assuming if you're a Tesla shareholder.
Right. Well, while these developments seem positive for China, the country is still experiencing problems with a slowing economy, as they have seen fixed asset investment decline and a slowdown in the real estate and the retail sales. The population of China has also declined. This surprised me over the last 3 years, and the real estate market, not surprised by that, over the last 4 years has really taken away a lot of household wealth. And I was surprised to see, again, a decline in the population. I know they did that one or two children.
I think it's one child.
One child.
Yeah.
But I was surprised it's declined over 3 years. And then the real estate market, I know that's been a problem for years, and it's not turning around.
And I do believe, I don't know the politics in China that well, but I know it's a communist country. I think their immigration policies are going to be a little bit more strict than what we have here in the U.S.
That's true.
And I got to say, for a country that thinks long-term in many cases like China, I don't have any idea why they did that one-child policy. That doesn't seem like long-term thinking to me. But another thing that is hurting China is debt. And this is something, again, that really can hurt people, hurt companies, and hurt countries as well. And that public and private debt continues to climb rapidly, which is becoming a problem. It is estimated that China is spending around $85 to $95 billion on AI capital spending, but yet their economy, well, it is continuing to struggle. And as noted by China Merchants Bank, which talked about an 11% decline in consumption among customers, and retail loans are also now under pressure. So again, a lot of excitement, but also some serious concern there too.
It's funny, you mentioned about the immigration, not many people going to China. Who wants to go to a communist country?
That's a good point.
Yeah, they don't have to have the barriers up because no one's knocking their doors getting there. Now, here in the U.S., yes, a lot of people want to come here, but in China, no, thank you. We'll go somewhere else. We don't be part of a communist country. But China's exports to the U.S. are down 27%. Why? Well, the tariffs. But worldwide, their exports are up 8%. It was recently reported that Beijing banned foreign AI chips from NVIDIA, Advanced Micro Devices, and Intel from government funding data center build-outs. Currently, China cannot pass the U.S. and its allies in producing the most advanced semiconductors, but they're making very good progress in developing mid-level chips and parts of the AI ecosystem. The U.S., we have to continue to forge ahead, because if we rest and just sit on what we've done in the past, China in years to come will be the dominant world power and will be speaking Chinese. And I've said this before for years. We are falling behind, and we are so concerned on certain things that don't matter. And I won't go into details, but it's like we've got to produce. We've got to work hard because we will be speaking Chinese, or our kids will be speaking Chinese in 10, 15 years.
I remember when we did the Dr. Phil show, you got ridiculed for that. They said it's Mandarin. Is the
I know, that's right.
You know? But illustrating the point here of we have to be very careful with China because I mean they don't want us to be better than them, right?
No.
It's good to have competition because I think it forces advancement, but we got to compete because China is coming to the table to compete as well.
And we've got to work hard. We've got to invest. And this thing of 3-day work week, 4-day work week, like no. I mean, China's working their butt off, and we're jogging. They're running full speed. So we got to work harder.